White Cliffs gets its name from the white shale that the miners had to dig through to search for opals. The first opal mining lease was taken out in the area in 1890. By 1897, there were about 1,000 people living in White Cliffs. Many found the heat unbearable and started living underground, converting their old shafts into homes. The population has fluctuated over the years from about 5,000 in 1900 down to about 200 permanents today. A small cemetery on the outskirts of town is a memorial to the children who succumbed to typhoid and other diseases brought on by the relentless summer heat and poor sanitation. On a brighter note, we came across a group of vehicles on an Outback bash, fundraising for the Starlight Children's Foundation. Their aim is to make life a bit happier and brighter for sick kids. We were lucky to bump into one of the superheroes. But Santa's navigation must have been way out, as it was only August. Throughout the historical diggings, there are thousands of old mines, not the sort of place you would go for a walk in the dark. Some of the mines in the historical area are being reworked. Whereas most of the early miners lived underground, some dwellings were built above ground with local materials and anything that could be scrounged. And when you do go for a drive, you'll find that you'll never be caught short for a toilet. One of the mines where tools are run is Red Earth Opal. This is a family business owned by Graham Doughton and his wife Sasha. As well as the mine tours, there was a gallery, bar and coffee shop. Graham's specialty is mining the rare opal clusters called pineapples, which are only found in the White Cliffs region. These curiosities are very valuable and are much prized by collectors. Graham's tour started on top of his mine.
Yeah, it is a mum and dad industry. Oh. Hey, look at that. See how easy that? Where's Robin? Hey? Right there, Robin. All right, the ladies all good to go first. Hey? We're not all keen on the express today.
Knocking back Graham's offer to use the express lift, we took the main entrance.
Yeah, this is me pineapple wine. Oh. Yeah, this is the good wine. Where we're standing, we are down to 30 feet here already. This is the depth of where a lot of those early miners reached back in the day. And that was the shaft that's in the car park that we all circled around when we first pulled in. And today's hobby miners will just empty out an old shaft like this and they'll start digging again off the bottom. But as nothing is mapped anywhere here in the old field, you might only go a few inches or a few feet through the wall there and you can bust into your next historic mine. So you do have to be very careful then how you dig this ground, that you don't bring the whole lot down on yourself. And one of the features that I'm really looking for is just here on this wall. See that little line running up the side there? Yeah. Comes right over the top. Oh, yeah. and back down the other side. You all see that one? Yeah. So there's a big fault line. It's what we call here a slide, and that is where the ground at one time has all slipped and moved some. From my hand down is claystone, and I get this 2-foot crumbly band of siltstone that runs right through the middle of the wall here, and this is why I get them real sharp, pointy crystal pieces. And it is the bottom 6 inches is what I'm looking for, just here. So today there's a little line of gypsum there. That is where the ice was once sitting, and it's allowed those crystals to form and grow in underneath. And whilst I can get traces of opal above and below, the magic and the money for me really is that little strip of ground alone, and that is pretty much the only part of that whole wall that I'm looking at as I dig through the area. So, Lightning Ridge over there, $1 million black opal Pandora stone. They got the $1 million Halley's Comet. Cooper Pedy, they got the big brick of colour that I've seen, the Olympus Australis. You can hear they've got those catchy, memorable sort of names. From in this area just here, I actually have the big pineapple called Brian. It has been a very hard one to market and sell. So, can you see those little holes running up the side there? Can you all see them? Yeah, that's our other emergency exit. Should we need it? There is another set of footholes there on the other side, so you can all comfortably straddle that shaft on your way out. And quite remarkably, from 1889 to today, we still have a 0 mining fatality in this town, which is pretty incredible, considering there was over 2,000 people climbing in and out of the ground that method. So Lightning Ridge and Cooper Pedy, we know over the years, have actually lost quite a lot of people in their industry. I've just been doing the mining course today, we're just doing a refresher, and I mean, they're happy to elaborate on all of that, you know, just to scare us a bit. But I mean, even some of them have been in very recent times. We have also been told, though, that not all of theirs have been accidental. So I emptied all of the dirt out of this part of the mine. In the dirt was these bottles. A couple have got their beer labels on them still. The newspaper here was 1902, so it gives me a date of this section of the mine. There is still paper up around the corner there that's 1899, candle packet, matchbox. So you do find all these other little treasures and relics through the ground. So pretty tough times. In the cemetery, there's over 500 infants buried there in unmarked graves. Highest mortality rate of anywhere in the country for infants. January and February, so dehydration was the main cause back then, and then typhoid later on. So, go. Does that help?
That was very helpful.
So there he is, just there. There's our pineapple, just in the ground. Goodness knows what we've got in behind him.
We then got a demonstration of how the bulk of the wall is dug out.
Down here near the bottom.
When an opal-bearing seam is exposed, it's down to careful hand digging, which Graham entrusted to one of the tour group.
But I will just point out that all breakages will have to be paid for before you can leave, okay? So.
From White Cliffs, we travelled down to Wilcannia, over to Cobar, up to Burke and across to Walgett, where we headed north up the Castlereagh Highway to Lightning Ridge. After unloading the camper at a caravan park, we backtracked to the turn-off to the Opal fields of Grawin. The Opal fields of Grawin and Glengarry could be described as the Wild West with facilities, like a golf course and clubhouse, for instance. And lots of other quirky stuff. To see it all, you just follow the orange car door trail. The Sheepyard Inn claims to be the best bar in the Opal fields, with meals also available from the Outback Tucker train. There is free camping around the pub, and country-style donga accommodation is also available. If something doesn't work anymore, it will end up joining a collection. Amongst all the frivolity, there is a serious side to the community. Their war memorial is dedicated to those who lived or worked in the area. A little further on from Grawin is Glengarry. Here there is another unique watering hole. The Glengarry Hilton was built by the miners in 1969, but didn't become a legal pub until 1993, when it was granted its first liquor licence. It goes without saying that if you live and work out here in the Opal fields, you would need a sense of humour. In our next and final episode of our Australian Crossing, we take a look at the more civilised opal mining town of Lightning Ridge. While there, we visit a mine with a difference, before moving east, finally hitting the coast at Byron Bay.